Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Phoenix Wright, where the people are I'm Liu Jack.
I'm Taylor, and welcome to. I was sorry. I thought that's Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, but I used the restroom before the stream, and then I was like, penis bite taint is burning.
What?
I don't know why.
Hold on, repeat that?
Penis bite taint is burning,
Penis bite taint is burning. Yep, alright.
or something like that. I don't know.
Welcome back to
There's
Penis
there's
bite
there's a
taint is
joke.
burning.
There's a joke in there somewhere. So yeah, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Lujack, you hit the button, and I will pitch my Tight 5 to the audience.
Penis, yeah.
So, hey everyone. So you gotta imagine that every country that's like officially a country, like it's got the little like ribbon or whatever from the UN. It has to have like a government and it has to have its own military, which means it probably has its own intelligence agency, which means it has to have spies. But like there are a lot of small countries out there that I have to imagine have like one spy, right? Like just one. Like
Right.
just like, oh, there's a leak in the intelligence agency at like Tonga. It's like, oh, I know exactly who it was. There's only one guy.
Right? Uh, oh, dude, we were joking about Pong Krell playing ping pong, and you were like, wait, is there like some kind of
Is there
rule
anything in the
that
rules that
forbids
says that you
dual wielding
can't?
Pongs? Because, like, if you can dual wield Pongs as a human, then, like, if you have
Sorry, are you calling the
forearms.
paddles pongs?
Paddles, what the fuck? No, his name is Pong. He doesn't use Pongs. What?
They call him Pog Krell, sir. Still
So
there?
if Paddle can
Okay.
use four Pongs because he has four hands.
Okay, well, yeah. But like that's the thing is
No.
like I gotta imagine that like there's a rule that says like, oh, you can only there's one paddle per like person.
Yeah, do you
Because
think
I don't I've
anyone's
never
ever tried that and someone had to be like, no, 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 we're not
yeah
doing that?
yeah, the judge is like, well, there's nothing in the rules that says, hold on, let me check here. It's like
It's
that
just,
gag from
it's
I
that
love
gag
that.
from Wizards of Waverly Place. Show me the rules! Show me the rules that says we can't dual wield battles!
Oh, I was gonna go with the gag from We Bear Bears where the little bear guys see some guys playing basketball and they're like, oh, that looks fun, and and so they go up to the basketball, the ref or whatever, and they're like, "Hey, can we play?" It's like, let me check the rules, and it says, "Rule 1, have fun. Rule 2, bears are allowed."
I've never seen that gag, but I've heard you reference it so many times. Uh, that must be the storage room. That's where they keep all the film equipment.
Oh, Nick, you know a lot, you know a lot about the industry. Well,
Well, it's a store. What else would they use a storage room for? You're dumb.
just keep a couple of like cryogenics bottles that imply that they have the Game Grumps in them,
I
but
was
not
gonna
really
say
there.
it's just the Game Grumps and a couple of cryopods. uh, um, what else would they keep in a film studio?
It's like
Uh,
what do they keep in that weird castle in Central Park? I assume like dust, horse bones.
right. Horse bones. I'm guessing horse bones.
It's from
uh,
the show Central Park, where that was like one of the assumptions that people outside, because the main character's family lives in that little castle, because the guy of the house is what's the term? He's the park manager of Central Park, and so they live in that funky little castle house in the Central Park. So it's like you might, but like that was the thing. One of the characters said, "It's like I don't know what they keep in there. I didn't know anyone lived in there. I thought it was used for like storage for like dust, and, horse bones."
Well, that show sounds familiar, but I can't think of it. Is it like...
It's a musical.
Huh. The door to the dressing room. It's not locked.
Hey Nick, go in. Maybe there'll be something else to maybe there'll be something else to steal.
Hey, we're not thieves. What do you think this is? Hit your video game franchise, Thief? But we did take that. Oh, that's you.
You did take that card key. Editor, add in Hitman sneaking into the trailer and stealing a card key.
Well,
Which will probably have to be spliced together because I don't think there's a card key in the level where there's a trailer. It's called the icon.
Probably. Well, we borrowed that. There's a difference. We're gonna return it. There's a sign on the dressing room door. Well, Powers, it must be neat to be the star and have your own room like this.
Is the hold on? I had the stream up, but it says we're live, but I haven't loaded anything yet. Let me just double check this.
Wow. Hold
Because
on,
it
wait.
says we're
what?
live, and if we get disconnected, it never says that we're live. Okay, there we go. Hold on. Check the audio. I hear you say what,
Wah.
and I hear me.
All
right, that's good.
Alright.
All right.
Good.
Crisis averted.
Crisis averted. We made sure the audio works. Window into this dressing room. The glass is frosted, so I can't see inside.
Probably for the best.
Probably. Dude,
You gonna go in there? Or can you go in there?
Probably. But after I finish clicking on things. Is there anything else to click on?
I thought we had seen...
Is there anything else to click on?
I thought we had seen this whole area.
We clicked on the vending machine, we clicked on... No, I think that's everything. I don't think there's anything else to click on. So let's move into the dressing room. October 18th, Global Studios dressing room.
This is where the Steel Samurai costume was on the day of the murder.
That's what Mr. Powers says, at least. I guess they snuck in and took it while he was sleeping? Oh, okay, didn't mean to do that.
But Nick, what if Mr. Powers hadn't been sleeping? I wonder what the killer was planning on doing then.
It's just that like clip of Mason and Woods from like Black Ops when you're going through the camp of sleeping soldiers and you're like knifing the two guys while they're asleep. It's just Woods turning around, like sliding his thumb across his throat while pointing at the guy who's asleep, like, get that guy.
Wait a minute, but then the killer would have to kill two people.
Well, no, because what? Wait, what? Hold on.
Got it.
Wait, who's the second?
Well, because they would have to kill the guy playing the. They'd have to kill Will Powers, who was sleeping in here, and Jack Hammer, the evil magistrate. Yeah.
Huh, she's got a point. Let's look at his clothes.
Can I get you anything else, sir? Yeah, can you get me some evidence?
I need some evidence! It's just like the Batman Justice meme, but Phoenix Wright looking for evidence. I have a date with evidence!
Oh, I was like, I didn't know what you mean.
Because Batman's obsessed with justice. That's the joke.
I just don't know the quote! I haven't seen that.
I don't.
I mean, I've probably seen it, but I don't remember that.
I don't know if it's a quote. I think it's just a meme of how Batman's like always obsessed with justice, and he's like, "Ah, I'm gonna need some justice."
Hello, Jack. Read the line.
There's some regular sitting among the costumes here. Those must be Mr. Powers' personal clothes. Hey, look, a wig. There's an array of cosmetics here. According to Maya, that wig was used in some old TV show.
Samurai Boogie Woogie. Nick, get with the picture.
Of course. Look, explain to me how you can identify a show just by seeing a wig. That I do get, actually.
I kind of like samurai movies.
Kinda. Maya would go wild over a game like Ghost of Tsushima.
She's like, why are there so many collectibles though?
There's so many things to do that are just time crunching. It's like the
I've been
opposite of Red Dead 2. Nothing in Red Dead 2 feels wasted. Ghost of Tsushima just feels like here's
no,
extra
hold
shit you
on,
can do, but don't
hold
have
on.
to.
I gotta say, there's gotta be something in there that I disagree with, because like I like all the legendary animals. They're super cool. I like all the side missions. Um, hmm. I
I
think there was
I don't
the
like
only
all of
I would disagree with the one where you're collecting like animal pelts specifically, because like there's some animals that are nigh impossible to find, like the woodpecker, where like you have to go online and ask Reddit, and then someone's like, oh yeah, there's like a cabin that's right here where a woodpecker will consistently spawn and will be sitting there on the window on the porch of the cabin, and it's like the only reliable place, because normally woodpeckers are both very small and will fly away immediately.
right.
Like, you can find owls at night, you can find eagles on cliffs, but you can never find woodpeckers. There's a reason why I was like, wait, this game has woodpeckers? I think it was woodpeckers. It may have been something else, but I'm pretty sure it was a woodpecker.
Right. Man, those were both amazing games, though. Like Red Dead 2 and Ghost of Tsushima. Great games.
Ghost of Tsushima was good, but I think I would have leaned more into I mean, this is my thing with a lot of things, is I would have leaned heavier into the supernatural. But I guess that's also because, like, I think there's also more room for character work. Like, honestly, if you combine the two, that's when I get very interested. That's why I liked Days Gone, because it had character work and some weird zombies.
It was a big subversion of like the found the big guy becomes a dad trope. Like it's the
Young main
opposite
guy
of
does not become a
yeah,
dad.
it's the opposite of Din Djarin and like every other trope you see of that happening, where it's like, oh, I'm gonna big strong man, gonna protect the small creature. Deacon's like, no, I'm not a dad. I can't be a dad. I don't know how to be a dad. If I try to be a dad, it's not gonna be good. I'm not gonna benefit this child. I'm gonna fuck it up big time. She needs a better life. She needs a better guardian. My job is not to raise this child. My job is to find this child someone who can raise her. It's
What was
another.
it? No, it was like that. It's like that line from GTA 5. It's like, you're not very mature, and it's like, look, I only know boosting cars and popping dudes.
Like those are my skills.
Maturity isn't on my.
That's what I got for
I
you.
just
It's not dad
sorry.
material.
I was gonna say earlier, editor. When we say that Deacon St. John doesn't become a dad, can you just add in like a fan art picture of Pedro Pascal like slowly putting the phone back down?
Pedro's like, oh, I was gonna invite him
No,
to
I'm
book
not gonna
club.
play a guy who's almost a dad.
It reminds me of the trope with Ida's teaching position and like the Owl House. Like that was it was a subversion of that too, because it really kind of drove home the point that like, hey, just because you can do magic doesn't mean you can teach it. Like teaching is itself a skill that you have to like
There's a reason why
cultivate.
teaching is a degree.
So
Like, a
Ida
degree
has to
separate
like
from the
send
thing you're teaching.
yeah, so Ida has to send her to school for magic, and I appreciate that because people don't seem to realize that. Like the media's like,
actually
you
wanted
can
to
just
use-
teach a thing, but no, you can't just teach a thing.
If we get the chance, editor, can you put in a clip from the episode of Garth Marenghi's Sark Place, where he's like beating up all the doctors while holding the baby that's like a big eyeball monster, and just put in the caption, "Last of Us Part 1." Like, I want that, but like as a GIF, and then it's like really sped up, so it's just him like blazing through, like doing the very, very simple stunts.
They always have mirrors like this in dressing rooms. I see my hair is still nice and spiky, just how I like it. I was obsessed with spiky hair in middle school. I wanted my hair to be spiky all the time. I think we all went through a phase
I
like that
thought
at
you were
one
joking
point.
about that line. I looked down. That was the actual line.
No, that was the actual line. That's really what he
So
said.
it is spiky, like on purpose.
Like on purpose.
Naughton's in the chat. He
His
said it's
hair.
either Mandalorian and Ellie fan art or Joel protecting Grogu. I can imagine that.
Yeah,
I can see it in my head.
I see it's in my
my
head.
my joke is just Pedro Pascal checking his phone, and he has like 20 missed calls from Todd Howard, who's like, "Hey, I just figured out how to re-release Skyrim."
uh,
What if Dovahkiin was a single dad?
like there's a
Look, we
whole
can
new
re-release
deal.
Skyrim, and no one will complain. They'll all say that it's very it's very mature and dramatic, and that unexpected, despite the game coming out 10 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, it worked with Kratos, but they made Kratos so dad, and people were like, "Oh, he's a big, strong dad now. That's cool."
No, I'm talking about how like there's a Last of Us show, and I just feel bad for all the article writers who have to like pretend that it's like that to be surprised by the twists that happened in a game that came
Oh
out over
yeah,
10 years ago.
yeah. I'm
I think
wondering.
I mentioned this last time where I was like that's like having it's kind of like having a TV show about GTA 5, but like not the setting of GTA 5. I'm like the literal plot of GTA 5, and everyone being like, "Whoa, I can't believe this character died. Oh, I can't believe oh, that's amazing. I didn't know they were gonna use the third option and get together and fight the FIB." And it's like, yeah, no, this is based on a game. This is based on a game from 10 years ago.
I
It
haven't.
happened 10 years ago.
I have.
There's still articles from it. It was very popular, well
I,
received.
I haven't seen the show, so I don't know if they
I know
change a
there are
whole lot of
scenes.
big plot points or anything. I'm wondering if it's like, because that was how I felt when I started watching The Boys for the first time. First of all, what the fuck making Huey not Irish? Dude, Huey being Irish is such a big part of his character. Him not being in the Irish in the show just makes him feel like he's not really Huey. He's like
Editor
half a
put in
Huey. He's like a guy pretending to
editor
be
put in
Huey.
a drawing of Huey from the show as like line art, and he's frowning, and he has a shirt that says "Don't kiss me, I'm not Irish."
Don't kiss. I'm not. It's so disappointing. Like Huey has a whole story dedicated to him going back to Ireland, hanging out with his Highland laddies, and just like
No time
being
for that.
home. And that's just not gonna happen in the show because he's not Irish, and it's very annoying. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent. No, what I was gonna say is.
My standard Blue Jack for like adaptations began with the I think it was Telltale Batman specifically, and here's why. They also did it. Technically, they also did it with The Walking Dead, where The Walking Dead was completely separate, but Telltale's Batman and Telltale's Guardians of the Galaxy, um, basically they're like, okay, we have this IP, and we're gonna go a little bit off the rails. Like we're gonna set up expectations, but not everything is gonna be played straight.
Well, that's
everyone would see it coming.
Yeah, well, that's kind of where I was
It came
going
out
with
10
that
years ago.
because the boys kind of did that. Because that's one thing that I appreciate about the show adaptation is like having just like read through the whole comic and then like having read through it before watching the show. I was like, oh, I know it's gonna happen. This guy's gonna be revealed to have done this, and the girl's gonna be dead. That's why Billy Butcher's looking for vengeance. It's a whole crazy twist. But then it was like, no, actually, the girl lived and had the kid. Like, totally the opposite of what happened in the comics. And I'm like, okay, how does this change the story? What's gonna happen now? Like, this is interesting.
Well, I like the the reason I say like that's my standard is that like I was mildly interested in a Last of Us setting show, but when I heard like, oh, we have casting for Joel and Ellie, I'm like, I'm not interested in seeing the TV version of the game that already came out and I played. Like I already did the interactive version, so unless you really go off script, it's gonna be very much the same. That's not what I'm craving.
That's the trick to like adapting a video game. You either have to make it something completely different that somehow ties into the like the universe as a whole and somehow matters. Like I never saw Assassin's Creed movie, but like the character who existed in that movie, I'm pretty sure gets referenced like within the games. So like there's remnants of things being canonical from it and shit like that, but done properly. Like, you have to either make it something that adds to the overall world, or you have to make it like an alternate world type deal where things happen differently. Like with the boys, where the lady lived and had the kid instead, and it was like, oh, how does this affect Homelander? How does this affect
I feel
Butcher?
like you
What's
could make
Butcher
this
gonna
really
do now?
alternate. I think you can do that with any adaptation. Like, what if the lady lived and had the kid instead?
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah,
that's that's what they did. That's what they did.
you know, like I
Yeah.
don't know, the Mandalorian. You could do that with dude.
Yeah, but if it's just Hitman
You do
fucking
that with you do
going
that
around,
with what's it called, Lujack?
what?
I feel like that's exactly what they would do if they'd had a God of War show where they cast a giant like Western Greek man or whatever. I'm sorry, I don't know the specific like where Sparta would be in there, but like just a massive Spartan guy to play Kratos or whatever, and it's like that's the twist. It's like, oh yeah, I thought your mother was dead, but actually magic.
Oh
Because
yeah,
of course she's magic.
yeah. Actually, she's still alive, and she's also huge and frosty because that's what we're gonna go with now. I don't know.
Do you know how hard it is to date taller women when you're like 6'4"?
Do you know how hard it is to make love to a frost giant?
Stop! Don't, not what I was going with, but it would be funny if she shows up in she shows up in the third act or whatever of the whole show. It's like, didn't realize you could be alive, and there's just this moment where there's a short pause, and she's just like, you don't. You're familiar with the god shenanigans.
You know, you've come back to life
I'm
like
literally-
3
I'm a god,
times.
a giant, and a witch. Anything is possible.
No, she just
I'm an
looks at
Old Spice commercial.
She just looks at Kratos like, bro, you're basically a Sith. You crawl your way back out of the underworld every time you die. Like,
Oh, okay, yeah, that would.
You're
be the
just
line.
a
I didn't think
lich.
that was possible, and she would just be like, "Haven't you come back from the?" I recall you telling me that you've come back from the dead twice now, and he just like looks down at his stomach where he's
I think it's 3
stitching.
times. I think it's at least 3 times. Like, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
he died in every video game at one
I'm a
point.
sucker for characters who die and come back. Gotta say that's one of those things where especially if it involves being in a cave. If a character dies and they fall in a cave and then they come out of the cave, that's important.
Yeah.
That's just like a primal part of your human brain.
Huh.
That's
Yeah.
also I like it. Someone mentioned that there's the opposite where you have to avoid using that trope without anything happening. Like if you have a character enter a cave and come out of the cave the same person, it's like it makes the monkey part of your brain angry. We're like, hey, wait a minute, why? Look, they solved it. They went into a crypt, they solved a puzzle, and they left, and they didn't learn anything. What the heck, man?
It's
symbolic
locked.
and means stuff.
It's locked.
Locked.
It's locked, oh no. I guess he doesn't open his window much. It is kind of dusty outside. Let's see what else we got in here. Ooh, a bag.
What was that joke we had with the? What was that joke we had with the lady who did the cartoon voice for was it Gale Tornado? Oh right, it was like our whole bit where we're talking about like, oh well, here's the thing is that like a lot of comedy around Phoenix Wright, like there's like multiple different people who've done like comedy animations about Phoenix Wright, but they always get this stuff wrong. Where like, where this is how the games actually like work, and the comedy is that like, oh, you're basically a defending and prosecuting attorney, and all right, and the gag was just that Gale Tornado shows up and it's like, well, at least they got my voice right. And that's the joke, is that you just hire the same voice actors that they hired for their skit about Phoenix Wright.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Mr. Powers' bag. I wonder what's inside. Powerade.
Ha!
Hey. Supermarket tabloids. Wow, I'm kind of shocked.
Maya,
Oh
stop
man.
rifling
Yeah,
through the bag. That is so. I'm pretty sure that's illegal. Maya, leave those alone. Wolfmen found on Mars? I'll have to buy that issue.
oh man. Here's the thing. Here's something that I've been thinking about. Because as a kid, I was like, man, these tabloids are nuts, and they're just like straight up fake. But like they're still published. And then I realized like I feel like that should be the first and easiest like thing to do. If you were like a president and you were like, "Oh, I want to end like fake news," I would just pressure Congress to set up like harsher rules about tabloids specifically. Because like
Right.
that's the lowest hanging fruit. Like be like, "Hey, I noticed that back in here you said you photoshopped I don't know, Hillary Clinton and said that she was dying in 3 months and that was, 2 years ago. You kind of made that up, didn't you?"
That was just a lot of bullshit, wasn't it?
It's like I don't even have to like her. I'm just saying that's not true.
uh, looks like someone was sleeping here. Maybe Powers did take a nap here, like he said.
Where's all this information coming from? And it's just that picture of Jim Carrey as the Riddler, where he's just source shenanigans.
It just raises too
It's
many
me, the guy who
questions.
names all the Xbox models.
There's a bunch of snacks on the table. They must give these to the employees. Some tea and cookies.
Wait, Nick, the bellboy,
What? Oh
tea
no!
and cookies. No,
Ah, it's connected! Everything is connected!
everything's connected.
What now?
Snacks. They've passed the expiration date. We have to eat them immediately.
Then don't eat them.
Snacks. They're meant to be eaten.
You can't just not eat snacks. Uh.
Did you
Where?
get the lights? Let's see. Bag, drawers, napkins. Lights above the no.
No, can't touch
Suits.
those. I already touched the window already.
I like the puzzle bits along the way, but I always get grumpy when like the person who really did it, like isn't mentioned until the second act and doesn't even show up like as a sprite until the third. So they're like,
Yeah.
what? I'm like, no, the key to a good mystery is that the person who done it, or even if it was like an accident or something, the person who done it has to be around relatively early on, and there has to be a way of figuring it out, or at least piecing it together
Oh!
as the information comes in.
Yeah,
So,
you're right.
hello. Oh, you look a little out of place. It cuts back to her. She's got like a hot dog costume. It's the clothes, isn't it? You're wearing the same outfit. Beige chic. I thought my camo vest might do the trick. Is it camo? Oh yeah, it's just barely. Kind of an alternative guard fashion thing.
Oh yeah, she has to be on
Is that like a PDA thing on her neck? I didn't notice that because
some kind of beeper, I don't
the
know.
lower third was covering it.
Yeah. The studios. So how are the studios doing?
There's police wandering around everywhere. It's terrible.
Sounds awful.
They won't even let me clean up. They don't want me disturbing evidence. They won't even clean up our lunch plates from the day of the murder. You want ants? This is how we get ants.
You mean those plates with the steak bones left over on them in the employee area? Plates are just covered in sweet and sour sauce. Like, are you kidding me?
This is how we get ants.
This is how we get ants. Do you want ants? This is how we get ants.
That's how we get ants. Audience. I read the line.
Oh, did you?
The fanboy.
The fanboy. Where's Chum Chum?
Dude, don't you dare invoke their names. I was gonna say. Do kids sneak in here a lot? Well, sometimes I have to smack them around with a broom. I don't think there's that many of them, but I do see one in particular a bunch.
Just picturing Penny in
Keeps
like a
saying he's
cartoon
doing the
moment.
100% run of the studio, like he has to collect all the. Someone's gawking at the stats or snapping pictures.
I'm picturing Penny in like a cartoon moment where she's like just chasing the samurai kid away with a broom, like get out of here. She's like weirdly angry for her because she doesn't get mad typically.
I can't get over that, like the fake leak where Alex Hirsch himself like took had a friend of his like draw a fake like screenshot of like an animation for like young old man McGucket, and then put it on a computer monitor, and then Alex Hirsch like backed up out of the office to take a picture through the window, like he was doing that while on a tour, and then put that picture somewhere on Reddit and was like, "Yo, I was doing a tour of the offices and I caught a young old man McGucket on this," and like it spread like wildfire, and the people were like, "Ah, what does this mean?" And then like later on, he was like, "Aha!"
It means nothing. I faked it.
He wanted to keep things spicy by just making his own fake leaks, which is like next level. That seems annoying though. I wouldn't want to do that. Like it's amusing, but it's also like, no, you gotta at least release like a little bit of something real. Don't give me this. We're on a pirate adventure. That was a thing from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, where there's like an ongoing joke that there's a secret like pirate themed episode that just they never release.
Is that the old one or new one?
The thing is, I don't know if that was supposed to be the old or new one.
I have not seen the new one yet. I need to though.
That's a show that I would say, yeah, go and actually watch that. If anything, it'll give me more time to catch up with like Clone Wars or whatever, or at least get you to talk about anything but Star Wars.
Well, yeah, but then it takes me longer to catch up with the rest of Star Wars, and that sucks.
You don't need to catch up with Star Wars though. You're not competing against anyone.
It's not about competing. I just want to know all the lore. I'm doing it because I want to. Read the line.
Old Windbag's eyes flash when she sees him. She gets this exclamation point above her head.
There's always weird sound effects. There's always a weird sound effect that accompanies it for some reason.
Keeps scooting in between these like really close bookcases.
I found him hiding in a box one time. I just walked away. I didn't know how to like respond to that.
He's hiding in like one of those like metal cans that you normally store, like one of those like oil barrel looking things.
Left a banana peel on the floor that I almost slipped on. That was weird.
We're just going in completely different directions for this gag. I was thinking Outlast, where it's like, I'm glad that there's a bunch of piled stuff with like a crevice that I can shimmy through.
Dude, the freakiest part of Last of Us 2 was when the zombies came out of the walls. I was like, what the fuck? Y'all literally just fused to the building at this point. That was a cool set piece, though.
Sorry. No, we were talking about Outlast, and you switched to Last of Us.
Oh my god, I got Last of Us from Outlast. I've never even played Outlast. I saw Let's Play of it, though. So, sorry to whoever voices Joel Troy Baker.
That would be an adaptation that everyone would initially be like, oh, this is really cool, and then realize that, like, there's nothing, like, to it. Because, like, Outlast is really good as a game, but it wouldn't be very good as a show. It'd be decent horror, but it would be, like, too familiar, and you'd be like, oh, I know this set piece, Like, it'd just be too obvious.
Yeah.
Plus the mechanics would be funky, because it's like, how do you do the mechanics in a show where instead of interacting with it, you're just seeing Pedro Pascal shove a bookcase up against the door.
Just Pedro Pascal furiously loading a new set of batteries into his video camera like every 20
Like,
minutes.
oh yeah. Well, in that case, oh man, in that case, we need to make Outlast starring Keanu Reeves, and he does like tactical reloads.
Yes! Like he's loading a gun.
That's the twist, though, is that he's not playing a badass. He's still playing like just a regular guy. So he's actually like freaking out.
Yeah. I heard something at the trial today. They said that the director and producer were here the day of the murder.
Oh, sorry. I was in the prop storage room, so I didn't see them. Editor, add in the prop room gag from Top Secret, where they go to hide in the thing that says prop room, and they open it up, and it's just full of propellers. Studio head seemed pretty eager to keep us quiet. That's how you know it was them. They were
Probably.
trying to protect the director. Or the producer, really.
Oh, whoops, didn't mean to do that.
The producers are real star here. Because now I'm just thinking that this is like a Garth Marenghi situation where it's like, oh, the director, producer, and main actor are actually just one guy. He's the big star.
She's the real star. She's the real hero. You're the real heroes.
You know,
says Homelander.
all the jokes in all the jokes in Ryan Reynolds movies where like characters find him really attractive are a lot less funny knowing that he was like the producer. Because it's like, it's funny if he's an actor in someone else's movie, but when it's in your own movie, I'm just like, yeah, jerk off motion.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you ever notice how hot Ryan Reynolds is? And it's like, yeah, you hired someone who hired someone who hired someone to say this. Ooh.
Oh my god.
Okay. She saved these studios from the brink of disaster and kept them running. I don't think we'd still be in business if it weren't for that producer.
The producer, huh? You go looking for the producer and it's just Michael DeSanta from GTA 5. I'm a producer.
I'm a chef. Oh man. Yeah. I just thought of something like the next GTA game, like, can you like there's something to be said about like production hell where like something is in development so long that they have to develop it for like a different console or like using a different system, they have to port it or something. But I just
Right.
realized like if I don't know if they've actually been working on GTA 6 for a zillion years or if they, just started working on it and that's why we hadn't heard anything about it.
It's
They
really
straight up weren't making it. But like think about this for a moment. Like what does a new GTA game look like in an era that hasn't seen a lot of gangster movies in the last decade? Like does it look more like, is it more like spy thriller? Is it more John Wickian? Does it have a little vampire bloodlines in there?
I feel like
Like,
if GTA makes more games, they gotta cut back on some of the weird, like, shit they do.
oh, for sure.
Like, what is up with not only women, but also gay men just all being, like, these weird people you have to protect whenever they're part of a mission? Like, Florian Kravitz. No, listen. GTA
Good point.
4, Florian Kravitz, Bernie Crane, served with Nico in the army. He was trained in firearms. But when you meet him, he's this weird gay loony who's just
a princess.
yeah. But then when you find him again,
Oh,
he's
man.
like this weird gay loony who has just completely forgotten how to fight and is just does nothing in any of the missions he's around for.
That is
It's
tragic.
dumb. It's so dumb. Like, how cool would it have been for Nico to have been like, "Hey, was it you who sold us out?" No, it wasn't me. And they just team up to find Darko. Like they could have been this badass duo, like
That
tracking
makes
down
sense.
Darko and bringing him to justice. But
There
no,
was
instead
a
he's just like, "Oh, I'm a weird guy who forgot how to fight." Oh.
It was
Oh.
they were sort of the reverse of that, Lou Jack. And there was this sort of Lovecraftian style story from I think it was Chad Pfeiffer. He's the host of with Chris Lackey, Chad Pfeiffer do the HP podcast, HP Pro Lovecraft Literary Podcast. I don't know. And there was a reverse moment of that where you set up the story, you add some weirdness, you add some shenanigans, the spooky things show up, and the character who has been set up to be like, oh well, he served a tour as like a marine or whatever, is like, oh wait a minute, my training kicks in and I kick
Yeah.
a bunch of ass because like these guys are like aliens or alien creatures and strong and stuff, but like I actually like trained to fight things. And I was like, oh, that's a brilliant subversion because in almost any like Lovecraft story, like there are no. It's sort of the opposite of what's his name? It was the guy who wrote like Tarzan and stuff, where like you'll always run into like a boxer or a guy who used to be in the army. Uh, he did a there's a or like the Conan guy. Basically, they're polar opposites when it comes to like, oh, I pass out because it's so crazy, or oh wow, I can fight these guys.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it was neat to have a Lovecraft story where it's like in the third act the chips are down and things are still dangerous, but it's like, oh, he actually kicks a bunch of butt because what is it, the little like medals on the wall aren't for nothing.
Yeah, yeah. And listen, I love GTA. I'm a big defender of GTA. I have not played all the GTA games. I got into it on the fourth game, but I love the stories. I love the characters. I love Nico Bellic. I love Michael De Santa. GTA 5 is one of my all-time favorite games ever. But this weird gimmick of like gay people and women doing dick all in any given mission. It is just it's dumb. It's stupid. This guy, Florian Kravich, I'm not over this. I will never get over how Florian Kravich was trained to fight in the army and just forgot how to the
He's
entire
got
time you
wobbly
see him
knees,
in the game.
Dan.
It's
He
so
can't hold a
stupid.
lever stance. He
It's
his
it's
cartilage is all messed up.
it's so stupid.
Got arthritis. I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's just GTA,
Meanwhile, that
be better.
video.
You have amazing stories, but be better. Your jokes are offensive. It's
It's been so.
2022. Come on,
I
man.
was gonna say like that's one of the big things is being like basically if I were like on the writing staff, I'm like, all right, so here's what we do. We're gonna get rid of some of the stuff that hasn't aged well, and I'm gonna get a couple of the goofballs that write Bob's Burgers over here. One, because their dialogue will be good, and two, because they can come up with all the pun names for all the businesses. Ones that
Yes.
aren't like openly offensive or just too obviously a joke.
Yeah. Yeah. Be better, Rockstar. Come on. Anywho,
Studio Two.
October 18th, Studio 2 entrance. This place is deserted. Crash!
I stand corrected.
Oh, well,
Nick,
not citizen.
what is that noise? Oh, sorry, I thought that was your line.
No.
It sounded like it came from inside the trailer.
Someone must be inside.
Oh, hello? Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Oh,
It's just
hello?
it's just phone guy from. I don't know why I always make him sound like way nerdier than he is. No answer.
Pretty suspicious if you ask me, Nick. Who is it? There's no answer. Who is it? There's no answer. Who is it? They're not saying anything. Let's go in.
I'm not sure we should be barging in. Huh? It's locked.
What, don't we have it? Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. No, but there's probably one in the guard station at the main gate.
for? Let's borrow it.
If they'll let us. Hey Penny! Hey Penny! Hey Penny! 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 Phoenix just goes up and is like, hey Penny! Penny! Penny!
My brain broke for a moment, and I thought that you were shouting at one of your cats.
Surprisingly, I do not have a cat named Penny, which is kind of weird. It feels like I would have had a cat named Penny by now.
Yeah.
But I've never had a cat named Penny.
No, not that. We were gonna go, yeah, the guard station.
Yeah, guard station.
Can we just reach past you? Editor, can you add in like what looks like a Phoenix right arm, but it keeps like it just keeps extending into the distance?
It's like that gross arm from the World Doctors where he's like.
Yeah, well, you see, he used his lawyer powers and legally enhanced it.
The security guard station. I can see the.
That's a joke just for us. Oh, man, note to self: we have to add a few World Doctors jokes in our game.
Dude,
like,
yes.
If we don't, who will? Who will?
We need to have someone who has like weird stretchy arm powers, but like has struggle.
I mean, we probably won't. We probably won't have that one, but like, I do. I do want a few dumb jokes in there, and yeah,
You know that movie where they like weren't on a helicopter? Yeah, so let's just not be on a helicopter.
Remember how in that movie they weren't in a helicopter? Yeah, let's just not be in a helicopter.
Let's just not be in a helicopter.
James, yeah. It's like really intense, and the other one's like really calm. Like, we have a patient, yeah, and they're dying. Oh no.
One of them might be gay, but it's.
I don't let patients dying.
I don't let patients dying in my hospital. One of them might be gay, but it's never confirmed, nor is it like made clear which one might be.
Better. They're both named James, right? You might be like, oh, okay, what's their surname? It's both Rhodes. One is Rhodes, like a thing you walk on, and one's Rhodes, like Rhode Island. And as far as I know, it's I can't remember which one's which. So they're both Dr. Rhodes. I only know because of like the wiki, which that only knows because like there's one time where it shows like their IDs or something, and it says Rhodes and Rhodes. No one ever actually calls them Dr. Rhodes.
You're right.
That moment where the lady's like, "Yes, Dr. James."
Dr. James, dude, you're right. I can see the computer that runs the security cameras.
Oh, please don't touch anything. Oh, sorry. Oh, please don't touch anything in there. Security lady would knock the stuffing out of me if you knew.
I really want the key to that trailer. Maybe next time. Hold on. How do I get her to leave? How do I get her to go away? Like there's gotta be. What if I showed her something? What if I scared her off with the spear? Hey, look at the spear. Get away or I'll stab you. Leave here. Say, you work with the props, right? About that murder weapon.
You mean the Chaos Emeralds? Dang, I hate when I flub a line, because then, like, if I want to highlight it, it'll still be flubbed. You mean the Chaos Emeralds? You mean the Samurai Spear?
Ah, yes, the Samurai Spear. The Samurai Spear chosen specially to kill the Steel Samurai, the Steel Samurai Spear.
I hate having to carry that thing around.
So you'd have to be pretty strong to use that as a weapon, it sounds like. Why is Mr. Powers the only person I can think of? Hey, what about...
It is pretty strong.
What about this...
Well, we don't know who's the director and producer. They could be some real bread boxers.
Yeah.
Or whatever the noir term would be. Talking about real bread boxes over here.
What the fuck is a bread boxer?
I don't know. I think it was just a term that Spider-Man Noir like made up, because I think I looked it up and I was like, this might be a term, but it's like boxer, but it also is like I don't know.
Wherever I go, the wind follows, and the wind smells like rain.
The wind smells like rain.
Could you take a look at this? I love that he was voiced by Nick Cage.
Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure that what's his name, Heisenberg in Resident Evil wasn't voiced by Nick Cage. The joke is just that he sounds vaguely like Nick Cage, and that made
Huh.
me sad because I was like, ah, missed opportunity.
Yeah, right. Uh.
Ethan Winters, we have to steal the Declaration of Independence.
I wanna steal a marriage license from the state of Iowa.
I showed you, I showed you my underground, I showed you my automated robot factory. Please respond.
Uh,
What a set piece! That was pretty neat.
Did you read that?
You know, I think I'm a bit of a prop comedian myself. For instance, I gave this zombie a propeller for a head.
Uh,
I want to do prop comedy just once, but it's with a what looks like a melon and a big hammer. But the thing is, the melon is basically just like an acrylic ball, like a bowling ball, and the hammer is like a carefully made cake. And so I
right.
go to smash it, and it just destroys the hammer, and it splits into a bunch of little cake pieces. And they're like, wait, hold on.
Did you read that?
It's Mr. Powers. Why is he dragging his leg like that? What is this anyway?
Looks like she
Is
didn't
this
know
some kind of
about this.
crossover episode?
What's that?
What is this? Some kind of crossover episode?
Is this some kind of crossover episode? Looks like.
Erica, you're so pretty, it makes me mad. Says walking away.
You know you can't be around children. Get out of here.
Is that what he says?
He says that at one point.
He's so.
But he says it in such a
swear,
cheery
sometimes-
way.
It's just. I'm like, hold on. Are you? This is either some very dark humor, or what's the word? Or this has lore implications.
Yeah, this has lore implications that are just never talked about.
My favorite one is just like, you're so attractive, it makes me angry,
You're so attractive, it makes me angry.
or whatever is Erica, don't let anyone in here. That's my goal. I wanna have a group of friends where when I meet up with them at an establishment or something, they're like, hey, it's that guy. Hey, don't let anyone in here.
Right.
At that moment.
Looks like she didn't know about this photo or the injury that morning. Never mind.
Really, Jack, you gotta promise me that if you become some kind of pirate king or something, that when we meet up again, you'll act all serious and then chuckle, and then it'll break the tension and be like, hey, I know this guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the promise I'm making to you as well.
It's such a cliche trope, cause it's one of my favorites. Like, you see it in everything, but it's never not good. Like, it's never it's never not heartwarming to see two guys be like, hey, I haven't seen you in forever. You got really lame. How the fuck are you, weirdo?
No, I'm talking about more specifically just a pirate guy, and he's all serious. He's like, "Oh, you son of a bitch!" And he hops off of his I don't know, flying speeder-looking thing, and then he's like, "I love this guy."
I was thinking of the Game of Thrones version where it was Ned Stark and the king guy Baratheon, Robert Baratheon. He's just all serious because he's a king now. He's like, oh, you got fat. Haha, nice to see you. How have you been? Haha, just starts laughing maniacally.
That's also good.
Anyway, I need to figure out how to get Penny the fuck out of here. Penny.
Once again, my
Penny.
brain assumed cat. Attorney badge.
Yeah, maybe I can scare her off with my attorney badge. Hey.
I just want to see what she says. Not really sure what that is. Sorry, I don't know what attorney.
I don't know what attorney badges are.
I mean, I didn't know what that was before I started playing these games.
Do attorneys even have badges?
I mean, I don't think in the United States they do, but I think it's a Japan thing. Having occupation pins. I think it's specific to I think it's lawyers and Yakuza, and that's all I can think of. They do that
uh,
in the Yakuza series, which is funny because it's like I know all the things that most of the things that I know about Japan are like secondhand, and a bunch of it is from like games and anime and stuff. And so the only time that I think like, oh, this is real, is if there's an overlap and it's not a joke. Like architectural styles, like where it's like, oh yeah, I see that a lot of these like schools in different like schools in anime, video games, and shows and stuff will be the will have like similar architectural styles. But I do wonder like if Yakuza clans, especially in like the 90s, actually had pins, because like that was kind of the thing, is like, oh, we're so powerful that like we can actually wear our gang allegiance and not get in trouble because like we are the Yakuza. But like I think it's a neat idea, but I don't know if that's actually real.
right.
Because like a tattoo can mark you as Yakuza, but you can't get arrested for being like, oh, well, he has a tattoo, but it doesn't mean that he's Yakuza, and even less so that he's done any crimes. But if you have like a Yakuza pin, they'd be like, aha.
Right.
So I
It's
assume that either the Yakuza were powerful enough at some point to have pins, like commemorative pins or whatever, or that it's something that the game's made up. I don't know, and I haven't looked it up, and we don't do any research here, and I'm sorry.
it's a little bent. I don't think it would fit if I tried to put it back on. Wonder how
Hmm.
that got
Editor, add in
moved.
the Batman getting into a vent animation from Arkham Knight,
Right.
where he just sort of pries it with his. It's just like he's just got the wrists of titanium.
Yeah.
I like that when
Dude.
you're sneaking around, you do the stealth one where you like gently, in quotation marks, like kick it and then slide it to the side. I'm like, how do you gently dislodge a bolt like that? You have
Right.
the Wait a minute, you have the card key, but you don't have
I
like a
have
key to the door.
no, apparently not.
Is
Um,
there like a distraction?
I don't know. Wait, is it for? No, this is for Studio 1 though. I need a key for Studio
So we
2.
open Studio One and let some
I was
people
already
out,
in
and then
Studio 1. I went into Studio 1. I went into the mm,
hmm,
mm,
here's your clipboard or whatever.
there's nothing in here.
I think it's
Hey,
got to be item based.
yeah, yeah,
It's not like, I don't think we can just reach past her. It'd be really funny if we could.
that would be funny. Dude, I started watching an episode of Clone Wars that introduced the Bad Batch, and the Bad Batch makes me think of Bad Company 2, but like with weird
I don't think I've heard that
abilities.
one.
If you haven't seen Bad Company 2, it's just like it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. It's just a group of like guys who are like loud and obnoxious, and they're a bunch of soldier guys, and that's kind of what Bad Batch feels like. But like they all
You know,
got
they're called the
weird
Bad Batch, but they're not
abilities.
really that. They're called the Bad Batch, but they're not really that bad. They're just kind of different. They're like the ugly vegetables of the clone world. Y'all know what I'm talking about, where it's like, oh man, we can't sell these ugly vegetables, and there's a zillion people out there like, I'll eat that. It's just a vegetable. It's like, it's not, what's the word? It's not like what is it? It's like ripe and everything. Like there's nothing actually wrong with it. It's just like a different shape.
Yeah, it still tastes good. It's a great flavor.
I mean, as far as as
uh,
far as vegetables go.
yeah.
Dang it! What will make you move?
What
Do I
about what
need
about
an
what about
entire
this
parade of
card key?
lemurs to convince you to move it? Move it?
Move it, move it. I like to move it,
Maybe this
move
is
it.
what convinces her. She's like, "Oh, you already have clearance here. You can have more clearance."
Maybe. Wow, they gave a lawyer one of those card keys? Well, I'm sort of borrowing it. Oh, I read your line, sorry.
I see. That's what I was gonna say. Be careful not to lose that. Very strict about those card keys here.
I guess they're pretty good about keeping these out of outsiders' hands. Thanks, I'll be careful. I wonder if I have to go back to... I wonder if I need to find something in the dressing room.
Oh, like
Or like in the employee area.
wait, can I see the items again?
Sure. Got attorney's
'Cause we
badge.
showed her basically all of these, right?
Yep.
Our photo, guide map. Show her the guide map. Yes, that's where we are.
Yeah, that's where we're at. That's what a guide
Yeah,
map
but
looks
here's
like.
where I need you to be. So can you just like?
Can you just get the fuck out of here?
Do I have I need a coin that I can toss to distract her long enough to access the document, all Hitman style.
Right.
Wait. Go to left again.
Good left again. This grate is open.
Oh, that was just oh, that was just the bucket of paint next to the
It's...
bicycle wheel.
Isn't there supposed to be a kid that like breaks into this area at some point? Who's
Yeah, that's
supposed
the
to
thing.
show
Is
up?
that
Where
he's
the
gotta
fuck
be like
is
around
he
here.
at? Let's
We need
go.
the key, and to get the key, we need to distract Penny somehow. Distract Penny. Maybe we need.
Oh!
Oh, I forgot that the kid talks in like early 2000s leet speak, and I don't know how I'm gonna pronounce it.
Do you...
WTF for you dudes, Lamau. Editor, add in. Nope, that's not the kid. That's
That's
a
not the
completely
kid!
other guy.
Do you want to voice this guy? Or...
It depends. How greasy can you sound?
Hold on. Say that...
We wait, you first. Who are you? You look pretty suspicious to me with your samurai hat thing.
Whatever, lamers! How can...
Okay, we're going with the I forgot his name was Salmonella.
Oh, no!
Oh,
How
they
could
call him
you...
Mr. Uncooked.
How could you not know the great Salmonella? I'm gonna give him like that annoying comic book voice.
I thought you were gonna say like a poor impression of a shock jock radio host. I make the meat shows, the Steel Samurai, mine. Or maybe I should have said. Oh no! It sounds like a bad impression of what was that, the angry video game nerd or whatever, that the one gag that Aaron Hansen does.
It's
What were they
hammering
thinking?
time.
Oh, what were they thinking?
What were
I
they
don't want
thinking?
salmonella in my game.
I make delete shows, the Steel Samurai, mine. Read the film credits.
Oh. Really? You're the Salmonella?
That's... I would have changed my name if I was going into the entertainment industry.
Salmonella. I'm so sorry. You look so greasy.
You just look so not respectable. Like, I don't know. No, quite alright, really. It's fine. Rough!
What is it?
You know, on closer inspection.
You're a girl.
Yeah, nope. Alright, not doing this. Maya's too young. Maya's too young. I'm not reading this shit.
Rocks. I like how she says it phonetically. Rocksaurs.
Rocksaurs.
To be fair, I would expect this to be a cosplay and not that she was like. There's literally just happens to be a shrine maiden in town today.
How old is Maya supposed to be?
Whoa, buffer overrun.
No.
Walk directly into the ocean jail.
Walk directly into the ocean and don't stop. You've triggered my... Nope. Creative powers. Yes, it's coming to me. Pink princess!
I'm more of a purple.
I'm more of a black vampire kind of gal. I'm just thinking of like Marceline and Princess Bubblegum.
Sorry.
Or I guess
She's
she's
equal to the
technically
Steel
blue?
Samurai, Pink Princess Warrior of Little Old Tokyo.
I guess she's technically blue, but her hair is black and her clothes are black, and that's what I think of. But whatever.
Her hair is black and her clothes are black and her skin is blue, but spiritually, she's black.
Yeah, yeah.
Search your heart. You know it to be true.
I can see it. Ruffle the mail.
I mean, I like the little like joints on the little like armor elbow pad looking thingies.
Oh yeah,
Cool design.
they're pretty cool. Pink Princess?
I should look like Dot Matrix from Spaceballs.
I don't know.
Be Little Old Tokyo.
I don't know why.
Because it's the famous Little Old Tokyo district in Dublin.
I don't know why, but for some reason she makes me think of Rose Quartz.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Or not Rose Quartz, but like Pink Diamond.
I was gonna say, well, that's because she's got like the old-timey poofy shoulders.
Yeah, yeah.
And an overwhelming amount of pink.
Yeah,
She's gotta be a Little Old Tokyo. She got a bit of a cool name, like Neo Old Tokyo.
Maya, we really need to talk
Ultra
about
Shibuya.
cool. Or Shibuya.
Or someone give me another prefecture, please.
Neo Shibuki.
I would name one, but I legit don't know.
The Neo Shinjuku district.
Proto Kyoto. No, that would just be before Kyoto.
I think this is a good spot to call it.
Yep.
So, thank you all so much for watching our stream. I've been Lou Jack.
I've been Taylor.
And I'm reminding you to take care.
And I'm Society. Stay awesome.
And I'm Microwave. And don't go creeping on young girls like this, dude. Don't be a weirdo. Don't be a creep.
Don't be like that.
Don't be this guy. You see this guy? Don't be this
people
guy.
and their boundaries.
Yeah. This is not a guy you want to be. Bye! Wait, no, that was the wrong button. Alright, here we go.